Now, what is this about? Hey, I was just thinking. I know it's been a while since we spoke/broke up. I hope everything is good with you. I saw on LinkedIn that you quit your job and started your business. So proud of you. How's it going? Hey, yeah, it's going well, thanks. Just a lot of hard work. That's cool. How are your niece and nephew? Oh, he wanna talk. Lord. They're good. Oh, wait. I'm supposed to ask him something back. Okay, so did you finish building that bookcase? Girl, you know he didn't. He never finished anything. If you ask that first, you're gonna make him upset. Delete. How's your mom? Nah, you already know how his mom is. She texts you every week asking when you're gonna come by. She probably already told him y'all talk. Delete. All right, how about I just cut to the chase? You seeing anybody? Chill, you gonna get his hopes up. You do not want that man. Delete. This is so irritating. Like, what am I supposed to say? Ooh, did you schedule your physical exam for 2024? Oh, he's probably at that age he's supposed to get a colonoscopy. That's like the leading killer of black men, colon cancer. Girl, that is not your responsibility. Delete. Did you take that trip to Ghana? His passport probably expired. Delete. You know what? Matter of fact, I know you don't love to text. Was thinking we could schedule a catch-up coffee. Niece and nephew are growing fast. Would prefer coffee on my own. Hope you've scheduled your annual physical and colonoscopy. Take care of yourself. Bottoms up.
Hey Black Stars, did you miss me? I'm back! My name is Anastasia X and I love art almost as much as I love Black people, so I started Black Star Reviews to shine a light on the work of Black creatives in New York City and beyond. In today's show, episode 19, we are reviewing Table 17, a world premiere play at MCC Theater that's written by Douglas Lyons, directed by Zhailon Levingston, who also directed Cats, the Jellicle Ball from episode 18, and stars Kara Young, Biko Eisen-Martin, and Michael Rishawn. It's about what happens when two exes meet up. Let me get you seated and take you to your table. So y'all know we always start with a dedication to an artist's ancestor, and today's dedication is a little fresh. In the spirit of this episode, I had been researching Black romantic comedies. Like, what was the first one? Why did they explode in the 90s and then basically disappear? According to a few different voices on the internet, the first Black romantic comedy was Spike Lee's She's Gotta Have It in the 80s. I said, you can't be serious. You're telling me that before 1986 we didn't see Black people laugh and fall in love on film? Go sit down somewhere. I called my mom. She suggested Mahogany with Billy D. Williams and Diana Ross, but that is a drama. So I got on my Googles, and I'm not saying that this is the first Black rom-com, but in 1974, 12 years before Spike's joint, Diane Carroll and James Earl Jones evaded the welfare man, attempted co-parenting of 6 kids, and fell in love despite it all in the film Claudine. So today's dedication is to James, who just passed this week. Mr. Jones, thank you for your service to this country as a military veteran, and for pursuing acting as a career, the same career that your father chose, which was the reason why he left your family. Thank you for lending your voice to Mufasa, to Darth Vader, to Alex Haley in the film adaptation of Roots, and for being a lion on stage. Your EGOT has 3 E's and 3 T's. You were the actor Denzel Washington most admired, and to quote Viola Davis, you are truly Black excellence. Rest in power, King. This one is for you. Now, I gotta give it up to set design because there was a lot of creativity in the physical and imaginary space. The stage was a wide strip with a single diamond like jutting forward, which is the base for table 17 where the couple is sitting. There's matching tables surrounding the diamond on the ground level, and those are filled with other audience members. And it created the feeling of a surgical theater for people like me who were in the risers. We get the feeling that we're looking into a restaurant. It's the world's nosiest restaurant where everybody's looking at just one table. Between this show and Cats, I'm really starting to fall in love with the cabaret setup. I don't think I would have been able to contain myself if I had been too close to the cats, but I think I would have really enjoyed sitting in the restaurant for table 17. The actors interact with the people at the tables, and it says in the program that participation is welcome. And there are moments when the leading man speaks to the fellas in like a call and response way. He'd be like, fellas. This was the silence Beyonce wanted at the Renaissance tour, exactly when we needed the least. But there just weren't a lot of guys in the audience who knew how to respond. Greater American society is getting better at call and response, but Black people are still unmatched. In addition to lovely and creative set design, we've got an all-star team working on this show. Douglas Lyons, the playwright, is a multi-hyphenate artist. Not only does he write, he acts, sings, composes, and produces. Zhailon Levingston, the director, is a rising star. He just finished directing an amazing reimagining of Cats, which I reviewed in my last episode. And Douglas and Zhailon worked together in 2021 on Chicken and Biscuits. This was Douglas's Broadway debut as a playwright and Zhailon's Broadway debut as a director. Additionally, you have Kara Young as the leading lady. She's the first Black woman to be nominated for a Tony Award 3 years in a row. And she won that 3rd nomination just earlier this year, 2024, for her role in Pearly Victorious. I told her this in person, but I will say it again. Congratulations. The leading man in the show is Biko Eisen-Martin, who you may have seen in East New York and Blue Bloods. He is also a playwright. And you have the wildly flexible, always interesting Michael Rishawn playing all the other characters in the show. Nakia Mathis is on hair. She does not miss. And Ann James is on intimacy coordination. As always, we love to see it. From the theater's website, if your ex wanted to meet up again, would you? And this is the premise. Dallas has called his ex-fiancée, Jada, and asked her to meet him. Jada accepts, and the two meet in the evening at a restaurant called Bianca's. They share a drink and some wings, and they catch up. Side note, y'all be eating wings on dates? Like, I don't like to get sauce under my nails. There are flashbacks to the meet cute that started it all, which also flashed me back to the club scene in the mid to late aughts. Jeans, a going out top, a platform heel, and so much T-Pain. As they go through the night, there are other flashbacks. You have the happy times like Christmas and their engagement, and the ones that are harder to watch, the arguments, the tears. You're wondering, right along with Jada, what does Dallas want? Why, after not talking for so long, has he reached out now? And like, is he trying to get back together or like what? You know I never want to spoil it for you, so I won't tell you how it ends, but that's the show. 2 exes meet for dinner. Honesty and memories are on the menu. But will it end with something sweet? Just outside the theater door, there was a row of movie posters. Love and Basketball, The Best Man, How Stella Got Her Groove Back, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, Poetic Justice. At the end of the row was a little plaque that quoted the playwright Douglas Lyons. It said, in the 1990s through the early 2000s, for the 99s and the 2000s, there was a thrilling movement of Black rom-com cinema. Table 17 is heavily inspired by the luscious portrayals of Black love that permeated my childhood. I wanted to bring a sprinkle of that joy into the American theater. In a profile of Mr. Lyons on AmericanTheater.org, it says he graduated in 2009. I can't tell from the context what he graduated from that year, high school, college, drama school, but either way, I graduated high school in 2008. So I'm guessing that no matter what he was graduating from, Douglas and I are within 10 years of each other. I wouldn't go so far as to say that we had the same childhood. He was in Connecticut, my dad was dragging me all over the world, but it's likely that we're age mates and that the on-screen Black love that permeated his childhood permeated mine as well. I was sheltered as a kid, and it wasn't until I went to college that I'd find out the full extent of the secular music I'd missed out on. If you had said to me in 2007, it was all a dream, I would have just blinked at you. Like, Biggie who? Smalls? Like, what? My first friends in college at Hampton sat me down in front of the television in my room and gave me my formal education in Black classics via DVD. It was a mandatory movie marathon. But there was one film that I had already snuck and seen behind my parents' back at my high school best friend's house. Love and Basketball. As if I needed more reasons to be obsessed with the varsity starting lineup at my school. They were already state champions 3 times over. I was drooling every time they dressed for game days. And I can tell you with complete and total honesty that when I joined the cheerleading squad, it had nothing to do with my school spirit. I couldn't even play basketball well, but you couldn't tell me that I wasn't Sanaa Lathan. Who you going to the dance with anyway? Spalding? I'll play you. One game, one I won for your heart. Hey, double or nothing? I graduated high school fully delusional, convinced my high school crush was going to the league, and we were going to end up together after we'd both had a chance to live a little. That movie got so deep in my spirit, it nestled itself in our collective dreamscape and lexicon. If someone were to say to me, I'm looking for a love and basketball kind of love, I'd feel that we were on the same page. No questions asked. Say less, no explanation needed. As a result, I went into the theater expecting to feel the same way that Love and Basketball made me feel. I know that I'm not a high school girl anymore, and it takes more than a glance at me at my locker to make me swoon, but I was hoping to reclaim the sense of reciprocal exchange in Two Can Play That Game, or the self-acceptance that I learned from films like Deliver Us from Eva. 'Cause yeah, I'm difficult, and I can spot a half-stepper from a mile away, but I'm also gorgeous and lovable if you could get to my softer side. Those stories made me want to fall in love, be in love, share a life with someone so badly. And they made me believe that somewhere out there was a tall, barrel-chested man who knew all the right things to say, loved his mother but not too much, didn't dress like an absolute clown, and had a movie star smile. And he would see me and love me for who I really was, and then we'd live happily ever after. Like, inject the fantasy directly into my veins. I'm trying to go on a magical ride. I'm trying to believe in life after love. I want to believe in dreams again. I want to believe in you and me. And I want to be so clear. I didn't bring this expectation along to my seat out of my own volition. I was invited to draw those comparisons the second I saw those movie posters and the playwright's quote on the wall. But here's the issue. The Black women in those movies had agency and dimensionality. Their self-respect was rewarded with the kind of love that every girl dreams of. You ever hear of the manic pixie dream girl? It's not a common trope in Black rom-coms because for the most part, our films are about women making choices. But the manic pixie dream girl is a feminine energy who's just wild. She waltzes into the main character's life. The main character is always a man. She shakes it up with her feminine wiles and what he perceives as her chaotic energy, and she leaves. And this is the impetus for the main character, a man, to reach his next level. Textbook example is 500 Days of Summer. Zooey Deschanel is Summer, the film's manic pixie dream girl. Summer don't do nothing besides tell him that she don't want to be in a serious relationship, and this drives Tom, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, to crash out. But then eventually find himself and fall in love with a new girl named, it's too perfect, Autumn. It's a 500-day portion of his life, and Mans is in shambles. If you told the story from Summer's point of view, it's just 60 days of Tom, some guy who came on way too strong and was not a good listener. I told you, I don't want you. In Table 17, like in 500 Days of Summer, the leading lady is actually just a supporting character. She exists only as a trail marker in the main character, Dallas's life, pointing in a direction that he can either move towards or away from. He's been to this trail marker before, and now he's circled back to consider choosing the same path again or going in a new direction. But it's not about Jada. Her wants, her needs, her desires, none of those things actually matter as much as her impact on Dallas's character development. Her dissatisfaction in their initial relationship boils down to one thing. She wants Dallas's time and attention. And this is one of those moments when I'm like, I can tell this show was written by a man. Like, I can taste it. I can smell it. It's never just one thing. The one thing is the above ground sprout of a complicated root system. When I say to a man, I want you to take me out. How come we never go out anymore? He'll say, okay, let's go out on Friday. And he'll take me out on Friday and he'll say to himself, fixed it. And he moves on. He has addressed the sprout, but not the roots. Because what I'm trying to communicate is not that I want to go out one time. It's that I want us to create an intentional routine of spending time together in novel and exciting ways because I want to make sure we can keep the spark going. It's funny, I can say that to you on this channel, but I can never actually communicate that when I need to the most. Jada, honorably, is so direct with Dallas and he still doesn't get it. He's over an hour late to pick her up from the airport on their anniversary. On a separate occasion, she makes dinner for him, he misses it, and then he wonders why she's tripping. She says to him straight up, I want you to be here with me. And what does he do? He fumbles. We have to watch this more than once. Dallas sucks. The point is made. In the 90s rom-com version of this story, Dallas calls her post-breakup to reconvene. He apologizes for starving her of affection, disregarding her feelings, assuming that she didn't accept him for who he was. He lays out how he realized that he wasn't ready for a relationship, let alone a marriage back then, but he's ready now. And if she'll have him, he's ready to be a better man for her. And if she's moved on, he understands. And he just wanted to thank her for her role in helping him develop as a man, a lover, and a human being. But that is not what happens. They meet up. They flirt. He tells her he still loves her and he's been having dreams about her, but he withholds a key piece of information from her about the purpose of this meeting. And he lets her apologize for her part in the dissolution of their relationship in a manner that lays her fully bare. And then he effectively splashes hot oil all over her exposed skin. He stabs her right in her bleeding heart. He strokes her hair before crushing her skull with his bare hands. After he absolutely destroys her, she excuses herself from the table, taking her bag and all her things. She's out. She repeats to herself with trembling conviction, I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. With Jada gone, Dallas speaks aloud his intentions, explains what he'd been trying to do versus what actually happened. We get a glimpse of self-awareness. He knows he's fumbled again, and somehow worse. And then she comes back to the table. No explanation of what she was doing while she was gone, or a powerful monologue about why she came back. So to recap, someone you loved hurt you. Then they asked to meet with you and you accept. You apologize for your part in what happened during round one. Expose all of your vulnerability. and then they dig the knife in. You leave, but then you come back. Why? 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 To me, there is nothing romantic about this. There is nothing comedic about this. No rom, no com, just traum, as in trauma. This is dating right now in 2024. Knuckleheads galore. They think they look like the guys from the 90s movies, and they probably do. But sweetie, the 90s ended 24 years ago. These days, the girlies, girls just like the character Jada, are on the internet talking about soft life and choosing abstinence in high enough numbers that Bumble made an ad campaign to discourage them from exiting the sexual marketplace of dating apps. Decentering men is a growing topic on TikTok, and there's been a steady stream of think pieces about how reality show franchises like The Bachelorette emotionally mistreat and intentionally embarrass women. I can't find what the playwright calls heavy inspiration from luscious portrayals of Black love in this show. Is the Black love in the room with us? I think a more apt inspiration would be a meme, one that never gets old. It depicts toxic king Future, known philanderer and prolific procreator, looking at his phone, drafting a text that's a thinly veiled attempt to reopen a closed conversation. Had to check on you. They say that little coronavirus in the city now. Crazy how many people getting sick. Reminds me how sick I was when I lost you. Damn, your love was contagious. I'm here for you forever if you need me. Hey, big head. Watching these Olympics has me thinking about rings and how if anybody earned one, it was you. Hope you're well. This is the kind of time that Dallas was on. This was the kind of time the whole show was on. And honestly, what a waste of a talented actor like Kara Young playing this flat Stanley of a character. She is capable of so much more dimension, so much more emotional range. I want to see her fall in a love that measures up. I want Black love to be aspirational again. And I'm haunted. Is this what you think of us? Is this what you think we deserve? This is going toe-to-toe with poetic justice? This is the best love story you can write for a Black woman? In Kamala Harris's America? In Beyonce's America? In Michelle Obama's America? I'm going to be over here saying Sierra's prayer until we get an onstage love story that doesn't promote mistreatment, low emotional intelligence, settling, and toxicity. I fully support the playwright's assertion that American theater needs the magic of the Black rom-com, and I look forward to seeing the show that delivers. Hey, Double or Nothing? I don't read reviews before I write my own, but I can't dodge headlines, and I saw that Table 17 is a New York Times critics pick, so it appears that I'm in the minority here, and that's fine. Maybe I'm in my hater era. I don't want to be there, but that's where I'm at. I'm saying 3 stars for Table 17. I have no regrets about seeing it. Clearly it was evocative. I got high-key upset writing this review. Had to calm myself down. I don't feel celebrated as a Black woman, and this is not a depiction of Black love that I will claim. Like, I'm not going around asking for a Table 17 love anytime soon. I will not add this to my canon of Black rom-coms. Honestly, now that the goal has been set of a Black rom-com in the theater, I think there's an opportunity for it to be reattempted, but next time with love. They slid some good jokes in there, and if it had just been a comedy with no intention of romance, I think it would have been a lot easier to enjoy. So who would I take? I would not go see the show on a date because y'all will get in trouble. Y'all gonna leave arguing. That show is gonna curse you. Take a girlfriend, but like not one who's not over her breakup. Take one that's healed. Take that guy or girl or person in your life that's solidly a friend. If you bring your secret crush, they're going to get some sort of mixed message. I would love to take my mom or my dad to this show because I would like to hear thoughts from people who've had a little life under their belt. Don't go with anybody you work with unless you want to tell them all of your business. Where would I go after? So Saint Resto Lounge is a Black-owned spot. It's a 10-minute walk downtown from the theater. It's definitely vibey, so chat about the show on the walk. And then once you get there, just enjoy the cocktails and the music. It's probably going to be a little loud. If the Instagram is any indication, you might spot an influencer or a ball player or a celebrity. Be cool. The dress code is doorman's discretion, which tells me that they might play games at the door. Just a heads up. But I went. I had a good time. Remember, when you go see the show, I want to hear what you think. Tell me, am I tripping? Tell me I'm tripping, please. You can message me anywhere. You can leave a comment right here. My September calendar is booked and busy, so stay tuned for the next episode later this month. We're back in season, y'all. Also, be sure to join the Black Stars on Instagram. That's the best place to find our September watch list and our short form reviews of visual art. Most recently, I went to see the LaToya Ruby Frazier show, Monument of Solidarity, and my review is on Instagram right now. Go read it. I love y'all. Don't call your exes. Don't text your exes. We are onward and upward from here. We not doing struggle love. Sending you black love and starlight. Stay shining, y'all.